G'day everyone. Proud to say Bar Karate is brought to you by Radix Nutrition, makers of the most technically comprehensive nutrition products that have ever existed. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Bar Karate, the Sailing Podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer. It's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors, but of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
Hey bud.
Day one of 2024 and you're still hanging out with two idiots.
Yeah. Actually, that whole intro, I was just thinking, this is the same every time. Why don't I just record it once and replay it so I don't have to do the work?
Yeah.
Dear.
All right. Well, let's get on with it.
Yeah, let's bring in the other bloke.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
I'm just waiting for that time. Yeah, you should just keep doing it live for that time that you start giving BP a bit of respect.
Oh,
Someone who stood by your side and just kind of carried you all this way, 240 episodes
Talk about
in.
respect. I mean, where's the Exalted One gone?
it was there. I played it.
I didn't hear it.
Play it again.
Greetings, Exalted One.
Your ears,
there we go.
Your
There we
ears
go.
are blocked, buddy.
It's a bit early for BP
A
still.
bit early. You know the deal. Anything before 10.
Oh, dear.
Anyway,
Anything before 10 and after 2 in the day, that's the end. That's
little
the end.
update, boys.
What's that?
Radix Challenge. It's been
Ooh.
going extremely well.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I had a banana the other day. That was good.
You're looking good.
No beers. No beers.
No.
I thought you were going to just go beer and Radix.
Hey?
I thought you were just gonna go beer and Radix.
Got to get the balance right. Oh, rosé though. Oh, that's another story.
Mm.
Love a bit of rosy, nay. Rosé, bird in hand.
Bit of rose hypnol. Yep, all good for everyone.
Yeah, good on you. Right, we'll keep going.
Anyway,
Good luck.
carry on.
Good luck.
Well, I think we might get straight into this one, boys, because there's a lot going on in our old hometown of Adelaide, and we wanted to try and focus. Everyone's been
Radelaide. People can call it Radelaide.
Radelaide. Yep.
Yeah.
People have been
Where it all
Hobart
happened.
focused, but it's time to move to Radelaide. And that is Laser Worlds. And so, or ILCA Worlds, ILCA 7 Worlds, got to be specific, but all the build-up's happening. There's a lot of laser sailing, ILCA sailing going on. And we've got a mate in the Australian sailing team that we thought we might have a bit of a chat to, because he's also part of the Australian Youth America's Cup team. So there's a little bit to chat about. And I know he's
What a time to be alive, eh?
What a time to be alive.
Damn it, we just missed out.
Yeah, totally. So we live vicariously through these guys. So welcome to the show, Finn Alexander. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me in the hometown of Adelaide.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, and just looking in the back of your screen, like beautiful blue sky today.
I
Actually
know.
looks pretty good for on the water today. When is it? Friday? What are we talking? The 5th?
Friday the 5th. Yeah, we had a couple of days of it's never like this in Adelaide.
Oh,
Had all the international boys blowing up at us because it's not 20 knot sea breezes every day. But
Oh, that'll be coming.
hopefully we can change
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
today looks like
Works
the
for
day.
sure. Yeah.
Should be good. Should be good.
Cool. So as I said, so at the moment we're at because the Worlds are later on the year, the ILCA 6s start racing today as we're recording. So we're recording Friday, everyone, in the wee hours of the morning. So I appreciate Finn getting out of bed. The Australian champs are on at the moment currently, so it's a sort of pre-regatta going on. And where are you? Adelaide Sailing Club?
Yeah, we're out of Adelaide Sailing Club. There's a big summer of ILCA sailing, of laser sailing down here at the moment. So the big event for us is the Worlds. They kick off on the 26th of Jan. But just at the moment, we're day 3 of the national championships down at Adelaide Sailing Club. So yeah, it's been a good start to the year.
Well, so the Adelaide Sailing Club, for those of us who grew up in Adelaide, it was a formation of Glenelg Sailing Club and West Beach Sailing Club once. There was a whole bunch of work done down at Glenelg and became the Adelaide Sailing Club. And
Holdfast Bay.
yeah, Holdfast Bay, yep. Holdfast Bay Club, yep. And, Bicey obviously has been on the board and was heavily involved with this event coming to there. And as his
fingers in a lot of pies, our Bicey, isn't he?
Yeah, well, and my photo's on the bar, just sitting right where you are, but I suspect...
No, not anymore.
No, you have
Come
to
down.
check, Finn.
So, Finn,
I'll have
next
to
time...
inspect.
There's a specific place, and next time you go to order yourself a creaming soda, and just look up, and that will be Jordan Scon just staring straight at you.
In the Baccarat Shrine.
No, so it's a good little location, but it's sort of a unique part of the Adelaide in terms of sailing conditions, it gets a little... It's sort of... Brighton Seacliff's renowned for it sort of going a lot left, a little bit harder, but Adelaide... A little bit short, sharp, choppy seas. 1 in 5 tacks, you're going to get bitten by a shark. How are you feeling? Like, have you had? You said you haven't had normal conditions, but you've been out there quite a bit, so you know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a little bit of time here, probably 3-4 weeks over the last year, and we've had a bit of everything. We've had some really nice sea breeze days, like the kind of typical Brighton thing, but. I mean, you can sort of get a bit of everything, which is nice. But it's been a really cool venue to be at. Like, I haven't done a lot of sailing in Adelaide. I actually did my first Laser Nationals in 2017 in Adelaide. But apart from that, like, haven't done too much. So it's cool to mix it up, go somewhere different. Like, really, really good sailing all around as well. I heard good things about Port Lincoln as well.
Oh, don't crawl. Don't crawl.
You will be sucked into that race because it's like a vortex.
I know. Once you get in, you can't get out. But
it's
been good.
It will be right at the end of your laser campaign, so you'll be looking for a little bit of R&R, one might say. And Port Lincoln Yacht Club and the marina over there can definitely provide some R&R.
God, they got to start
be there in about 24 hours. I'd say.
They've got to give us some money soon, I tell you. The obviously sailing conditions off Adelaide tend to be fantastic. It's a great venue for sailing, particularly like you're a Sydney-based guy, so you're used to sailing, say, on the harbour where it's flatter water. But in Adelaide, it's kind of similar, particularly off Adelaide Sailing Club, a bit like Port Phillip Bay. You get quite close, short, little chop wind waves, about a foot high. Yeah. So you've got to be really fit and hike hard. I would suggest for the ILCA. Is that what the coaching staff are saying, or is it what you're experiencing?
Yeah, or just wait on the rail.
Wait on the rail.
But
I'm in.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the torture track, kind of Moreton Bay style, Port Phillip Bay, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
It's out Melbourne a few weeks ago, and it's kind of similar, like with the coastline as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can kind of get that like short chop, especially with a bit of tide running underneath it, and yeah, legs get pretty sore pretty quickly.
What you do is. You make slightly deeper sails for coming into Adelaide, just a little bit deeper, a little bit more twist in the rig. So, have you done that with your laser sails?
Yeah, plenty of secret mods going on.
Yeah, just tweaking the diamonds.
Yeah,
giving the Cunningham a bit of a tweak.
bit of magic luff curve adjustment.
Yeah,
all for the shore crew. We just
No, it's interesting. So like obviously with the Worlds being a world champs, it is one of the prestige events. I was just looking at the Australian Sailors of the Year, and they were both ILCA sailors, female and male. From based on those performances, so it is a really, really, really. It's one of the standout events for all sailors. It's the most accessible class. I think it's like the 100 metres. Everyone can do it, but whether you can do it well or not, that's the truth of it. The Australian team's done pretty well in this class. Is it down to the coaching or is it down to the talent?
Probably depends who you ask. If you ask the coaches, I'll say it's all them. But I think well,
that's very humble.
especially in our squad. Like we've got a really good squad of guys. And it's been going on for a long time. And I think when you've got a squad that's been going on for that length of time, like over 10 years, you've got good culture that's kind of passed down as new people get in. And so, yeah, like when I got into the squad in 2017, and at that point in time, I had Tom Burden and Matt Wern duking it out over Olympic spots then, and ultimately they ended up being number 1 and 2 in the world. And so for me and for new guys coming in, it's a really it's an amazing opportunity to get into a squad of guys that are really talented with the best coaching staff and the best support team in the world. And you can push each other in an environment that's really close and tight knit. And it's a funny one because everyone's fighting for one goal, and everyone's fighting for the same point to be the one guy to go to the Olympics. But to do that, everyone recognizes that you've got to work together.
Yep.
And whether that, you're working together in training, you're pushing each other hard as hard as you can, but that kind of breeds its own culture in that.
And then ultimately one person goes to the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of all of that and all that duking it out for however long that's taken.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess the Olympics is the the absolute goal, the absolute dream of every sailor that gets involved with this sort of pathway. The spin-offs, though, to be involved in this type of thing. You mentioned culture a second ago. It's something that sailing, outside of these teams, sort of I feel lacks a little bit. It's one of those sort of areas that the average, or let's call them the general sailor, doesn't get a grasp on. But the culture within is the key to this, I think.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, whether it's in our laser squad or like the greater Australian sailing team or like, big boat campaigns or whatever, like that's the kind of foundations that you need to have to like build success.
Yep.
And it's something, you either got to make yourself or whatever's pre-existing. But yeah, if you're going to spend that much time with each other, everyone's kind of got to get on and work together and work in a productive way. Otherwise, either no one's going to go to the games or no one's going to go well.
We touched on it earlier. What a time to be alive! What a time to be in this sort of genre, if you like, or a period in which you got so much going on. The ILCA Worlds, the Olympics, and now the America's Cup Youth. I mean that's something that you must be frothing over.
I am. I'm buzzing. I'd say like I'm probably sailing tragic at heart. And I'm not just like a laser guy. And so ever since I was young, like I've absolutely frothed the America's Cup, loved all kind of aspects of the sport, but to finally kind of have the opportunity to have this pathway that is a little bit of a taste tester to it. It's it's pretty special. And it's a really cool project that's been formed.
It's a big opportunity for you, Finn, obviously, the whole pathway into the Cup, it can open up a million doors and it can make the connections. And so you're going to be in Barcelona when all the America's Cup's on. I see that you've gone from your pretty boy haircut to the sort of streamlined one now, my friend. So you're obviously dedicated to the cause. That's real commitment there, I've noticed.
Exactly. It's weight reduction, but it's a bit more aero.
It's very aero.
Yeah. Are we going sort of silver lycra bodysuit for the ILCA Worlds?
Yeah, I think so. Bit of lycra. Yeah, a lot of hours in the wind tunnel.
You know who used to do that? Do the full body lycra outfit. It was
Jordan Spencer,
Chris Nicholson, and Chris and his bro used to do the full lycra outfit on the 5-0s.
Yeah, I've always worried about those blokes. So.
They breed them strange in the 5-0s.
Oh, yeah. Got to look good, go good.
Hey, just quickly, just stepping back a little, take us through the program for the next, much about next 6 months at Adelaide Sailing Club.
Yeah.
She's got plenty going on.
Yeah, it's busy, especially kind of for the month of Jan. So at the moment, there's the Australian Nationals. So it's with the ILCA 7s, ILCA 6s, the ILCA 4s. And there'd be probably 300 boats at the moment at Adelaide Sailing Club.
Yeah.
And as you said, Jordan, like the laser of the ILCA, like it's a cool class because it's accessible to anyone. So you can have a race where like there's a guy who rocked up, he bought his boat for $300, and you've got Olympic champion in the same fleet.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like you can go to a World Championships and it's all supplied boats, and you can rock up with your tiller and your sailing gear and your hikers, and off you go. And it's the same for everyone. Everyone can rock up with a brand new boat. So that's sort of what's going on this week. We've got another 3 days of that regatta, so a 6-day event, and then at the moment, like we've got all for the ILCA 7 Worlds, we've got all the international guys starting to trickle in and do a little bit of training here. So even in our fleet, we've got over 100 boats, which is pretty big for nationals. And then at the end of the month is the World Championship. So we've got 140 or so boats entered, all the supply charters, and it's kind of a key event because there's still some Olympic spots up for grabs for countries to qualify at. And it being a World Championships, it's going to be all on for young and old.
As many of the international competitors arrive for the nationals?
Yeah, quite a few. Like, it's quite funny because all of them will come to Australia and they get off the plane and they're like, oh my God, it's so far away. It's the biggest trip we've ever done, blah, blah. And it's like,
we do this every year.
We kind of do this every year. Like it's not too bad, but like quite a few countries. We've been working a lot with the Kiwis and the British guys over the last few years. So they're all down here and everyone's starting to kind of make their way over and at least make a big trip of it, come down for a month or so.
I guess one of the saviours with the location is where the airport is. It's only just down the road from the airport. So, given that it's, probably got 1 or 2 traffic lights between the airport and the sailing club.
If you're lucky.
And peak hour traffic, I mean, there's probably, 4 or 5 cars, dicey. And that's when the honking starts happening with the horns, just getting in my way. So that would be a good relief for them when they arrive.
Major traffic in Adelaide these days. But, if you make a pass,
dual lane highway too from the airport there.
Exactly.
I'm interested, obviously, because everyone's sort of going to be condensed around the Adelaide Sailing Club. I'm just trying to think, where is everyone hanging out? Is everyone going up to Henley? Are they going down to Glenelg, or what's going on? Like, what do you do? Have you had
North
much
Plinton,
time
mate.
off?
North Plinton's the place to be.
North Plinton.
Plinton. Exactly. Sunny skies always. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
No, so the genuine question, because obviously, different fleets have different sort of atmospheres, at regattas. So, you go to a Sharpie regatta, you know what you're in for, right? Like, you're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of sailing.
And a chug-a-lug.
Not a lot of sleep.
Yeah, not a lot of sleep. There's a sort of, it's a triathlon of sailing because you've got to do all the entertainment stuff. But for you guys, like it's your career, like you're on a contract with Australian Sailing. You got to prove you're trying to go to the Olympics. Like, are you, coming off the water, getting massages, getting debriefs from the coaching, a bit of psychological work, and then, then you go and get into an air chamber or something and sleep in a cryovac? Is that how extreme does it get?
Yeah, I mean, you're not too far off it, to be honest. I'd love to say we just kind of drop the sail and roll it around the mast and go to the pub and have a beer. But like yesterday was kind of a classic. We had a pretty big day on the water and we did a bit of wading around in the morning and it was shifty. So we were on the water for like 5.5, nearly 6 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you're not getting off the water till like 6. And then straight away after that, we're like, go back to Rafa's, our coach house, have the debrief, look at all the footage. And then at the same time, jumped in an ice bath, had a bit of physio, and I was kind of home by 8:39.
I was just going to say, if Rafa's coaching, you're going to be there till like at least midnight by the time he stops talking.
Yeah, literally, it's like if you're the last man left, it's like you're in for a yarn. You're getting all the stories come out. It's bloody good.
Rafa Julio, what a legend.
And for the overseas listeners, as you know, when you go to a lot of offshore regattas and world champs, the sail out to the start line, like I did one in Canada where it was a 3-hour sail to the start line. Adelaide Sailing Club, you've got to, to get out to the start line, was it 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, it's close. Yeah, you can almost do the perfect Le Mans, like time on distance run
without tacking.
Start,
Or
take the start, dip in, and hit the right corner, and you're good to go.
I love it.
It's good.
No, but for those like at the Nationals, there'll be, as you said, there's people got different motivations, so there will be people having a lot of fun as well. I'm intrigued for the Adelaide town. You know, Adelaide's a pretty good sailing town. It's well known, and there's a lot of good sailors in that location. I'm intrigued if it's really obvious, all the laser sailors walking around, you know, these sort of tall, thin, sunburnt people. You know, I wonder how many people recognise what's going on. I'm trying to think if is KG still on the radio there?
Well, not regularly these days,
Hornsey?
but you can definitely tell it's all to do with when the banana truck delivers all the snacks down to the sailing club. You know, the laser ILCA guys are in town.
Yeah.
Or it's the hiking pant, very similar to a cycling tan.
Yeah.
I would say.
Oh, yeah.
The niche tan line.
Actually, that's a good one there, Finn. Tour Down Under, like half the laser sailors are all mad for cycling. You know, it gets that cross fitness. Tour Down Under overlap. It's like going to be heaven for you from a lot of the people there attending.
Yeah, it'll be good. Well, like when I got into the laser, they said you can't. The boys said you can't call yourself a laser sailor if you don't have a bike. So I was like, all right, like the bike, get some lycra.
Oh,
So I kind of got into it from that. But yeah, a lot of the guys are riding. There's quite a few like ex-sailors who are coaching at the moment, and they're like out in the hills all day. But yeah, there's really good cycling around here.
Yeah.
So you can get out into the hills and do some good rides. And yeah, like Tour Down Under on as well, like because most of the guys will be staying on all the way through. So it's there's big month of sport in Adelaide. It's going to be it's good.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're an overseas person, you haven't been to Adelaide, if you're mad for cycling, sailing, wine, and seafood, then you're pretty much in heaven.
To the right place.
Yeah.
and
no
now,
wonder
we've got to add brisket to the culinary culinary brilliances. You
You're
can
sailing past, exactly. Just drop on in.
Or being, having the month that is, if you just knock on Bicey's door, I'm sure he'll be happy.
That's right. But back to on the water, Finn.
Yeah.
Who's out there? Like you mentioned, a few countries are yet to qualify. Like who are the big threats? Who are the guns? What's our status? All those sorts of things.
Yeah. So I guess from like an Olympic qualification standpoint, the first regatta to qualify was the Worlds in The Hague in August last year, and that was kind of sewn away when Matt Wern he won the thing. So that was his Olympic quota, reached, I guess, in terms of like a country standpoint. At that regatta, there was something like 13 places up for grabs for the individual countries. And then at this regatta, there's, another maybe 10 or something like that. But there's like a lot of countries yet to qualify in that quota. So it means a lot for them. And then, all the rest of the countries who may have spots or whatever, like it's their internal qualifier for whether it's their squad or their Olympic team or that sort of thing as well. So for everyone kind of coming down here, it kind of means something. But all of the laser fleet's so close. Like there's probably 40 guys on their day who could win a race. There's another 10 who could be winning regattas. So it's just so close. And so on their day, like anyone's in it. But there's definitely like some good squads. Like I'm not biased. Aussies are pretty good. They're kind of up there. The Kiwis are good. The British have been going really good. Sort of been working together as a bit of a Commonwealth training squad. There's a good like Scandinavian, Norway, Swedish sort of group. But yeah, there's just guys from all over who some people some people you don't know on the course, and you're just like, yeah, there's people coming out everywhere. So every day you kind of got to be on.
Have you got when you get out on the water, obviously you say there's lots and lots of sailors in these events. Have you got someone you always find yourself coming in at the mark with and going, far out? Just go away, mate.
There's no one for me in particular, but there's probably a good clip that's circulated around after Hague. We had heaps of tide and current.
Yeah, we loved it. Yeah, it was so cool.
So I wouldn't say there was one. There was about 30 guys coming into the market at this one point. And like, I've never, like, I managed just to get around the outside, but I've never seen something more chaotic in my life.
It was chaotic.
And it was, like there's just full 10-boat pile-ups. It was just all on. And even to the point that there's guys like having 2 or 3 goes to try and make it around the mark. Like, this is like 2 knots of current, missing the mark and just like bailing and keeping going.
Coming in on Port Lay, they were pretty already. I mean, coming on Port Lay full stop is hard in a big fleet, but coming around with a 2, 3, 4 knot current and having 3 or 4 bites at the cherry because they didn't want to give up positions, that's the problem.
It's just
They're going
the full casino. Like it's out. It's like the Wild West. Like we kind of joke like anything from like 1st to 10th or 15th in a race. It's like gentleman's agreement. Oh no, you go. Let's get away.
Yeah.
Kind of in your own breathing space is a bit better, but like 15th back, you're in the trenches. Like it's just lawless. Anything goes.
Lawless. Love it.
Word has it, boys. The greenies are still picking up the gel coat chips on the beach there.
Yeah.
God. Well, hopefully the tide isn't as aggressive in Adelaide, but the other side of it is there's going to be, if there's a sea breeze, there's going to be some nice little swells coming through, so that's going to make it just as exciting. Hopefully we have the same sort of footage because it was damn exciting, I got to say.
Yeah, even for laser racing as well. It's a wild concept. You wouldn't usually associate the 2 words together, but
no, to be honest, I've really enjoyed the footage. It's been great. Love it. Hopefully it continues.
Yeah, no, it's the racing's cool. Like it's just close, and it's kind of up to anyone's game to step up and have a crack. But
yep,
yeah, pretty chaotic, that's for sure.
Well, we're all in favour of that. I'm interested in the integrity of the Australian team with Matty Wern, right? We love Matty. He's a good man, good proper Aussie young lad. But he's married a Belgian chick. How much pressure is he getting to switch
passport? Well, for the rest of the Australian
become a member of the Belgian team. How much pressure is he receiving?
Yeah, I know. It's almost a bit the other way. It's like, can they recruit Emma to come over?
Yeah, I was wondering.
It's going pretty good. Yeah, there's a little bit of cross-pollination in the fleet. Couple of the boys they've found themselves some international girls. Yeah, but yeah, no, when he's happily married man.
Yeah, no, but I'm just intrigued. Like, that whole, that's part of the international sailing scene. Like what you just said there, where everyone's found themselves international partners. That happens right across. There's you can name. From every country, there's interrelationship, and so for the parents listening, if you're going to get your kids into this sport, one of them is going to end up living overseas, and you're going to lose some of your kids overseas. It's just the way it's going to be. Like, and I'm just intrigued at, that pressure, whether he moves to Belgium or he's going to stay in Oz, and Emma's coming this way. I think she's leaning this way at the moment.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty well set up. They've got a really nice apartment in Belgium, in Ghent. Oh, yeah. Beautiful place, sunny all the time.
Yeah, gorgeous weather,
no rain,
ever.
Kind of a country to start with.
Yeah,
well, it's trying to be a country. It's trying to be.
But yeah, no, they're set up there pretty well. And then Wernie's obviously from Perth, so they spend a bit of time there, and they love taking the forward drive up north and doing a bit of touring there. So yeah, they kind of go backwards and forwards a little bit. But I guess like for our squad, we're kind of probably based half and half in Europe and in Australia.
Yeah.
Like last year, we were kind of over in Europe from March till September, pretty much. So it's kind of like not the worst call in the world to set up shop in Europe.
Mm.
So, like, if you're spending that much time, what's home base for you guys in Europe?
Home base. This was a kind of big year for me. Like it was the first time like I'd actually based myself in Europe. A lot of the time, like you go backwards and forwards a bit, and you miss home, whatever. Want to go back and sleep in your own bed or that sort of thing. But this year I kind of based myself in Lake Garda in the north of Italy. So it's like
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's average spot at best. Low key food. Never any wind.
Yeah.
Raining all day.
raining all day.
Not like Belgium.
Pretty much like Belgium. Yeah.
Just like Belgium.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, Garda's awesome. Like, and it was the same thing. Like, I got in the squad and I was hanging out with Tom Burton and he's like, yeah, this Garda's on. Like, we've got to go to Garda. I'm like, all right. And it's literally whatever it has there, it's just the best in the world. Like, you can, the food's great, the cycling's really good. There's good rock climbing, the sailing's awesome, and the
winging, kiting, all that kit.
Literally got it all.
It's the Adelaide of Europe.
No
Apart
comment.
from the cliffs.
Has been known to be called that.
Apart from the cliffs.
And the lake,
the water, and the
mountains.
sharks.
Yeah, and sharks. That's the difference. That's the difference.
And the weather, and the language.
Hey, Finn, plenty to talk about, but how about your regatta thus far?
Yeah.
For the listener, we're just recording, what is it, end of day 2? Or 3?
Yeah, end of day 2. Today's start of day 3.
You've had a couple of blinders, one shitter.
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
One shitter. First day, just decided consistency isn't really my thing, and I'll just kind of get the drops out of the way early.
Yeah.
It's going to pay off one day.
In saying that, with that drop, though, you're going to slide up the leaderboard by a good 20 positions or so.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take like 40 points or something off, but provided I don't have another one. But yeah, first day was sort of just tricky. Didn't really like in this fleet, you just got to like commit to something. Raph will say like you want to choose how you want to die. I kind of knew what I wanted to do, didn't quite do it, and it's just like so easy to get spat out in the fleet. You just get in the middle, and then it's just game over. So then yesterday I was kind of like, all right, like let's rip in a bit more commitment. So like had a better day yesterday.
I guess the starts in this would be absolutely crucial. I mean, that's what you want, right?
Yeah, like we were racing yesterday in like 8, 9 knots, super shifty, but like really short upwinds.
Mm-hmm.
But like for laser, it's like 0.6 of a mile, and like our world's lengths are like 1.1, 1.2.
Right.
And when it's so short, everyone's like, "Oh, I've got to make a good start, otherwise I'm going to be buried." So everyone's pushing.
So was that
hard.
the 3 black flags?
Yeah, 3 black flags. I probably did 6 or 7 starts or something like that over the 2 fleets. So yeah, everyone's just pushing hard, and it's like doesn't matter whether the black flag's up. It's just you just got to go.
Yeah.
The laser fleet be doing gate starts one day. You'll work it out one day.
It's like the 5-0s, right?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
It's a way to go.
Forget your black flags. It's all out the door. It's on.
So just having a look at the weather, it's actually going to be light the next few days compared to it's not normally like this time.
No, not normally. I mean, they're pretty fluffy clouds in the background there, pretty like nice and relaxed.
I know. We could have a little sea breeze today.
Today should be all right. Today should be all right, but Saturday, Sunday looks pretty light. So
pretty soft. Yeah.
Mm.
Not too much hiking going on then. But
what do you want though? Do you typically Aussies in any fleet just like a bit of a arm off? Is that where you're at, or it's more about using your smarts, using your fitness? Where's that sit?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like the Aussies love a bit of breeze. That's for sure. We've got all of the boys as well in the squad. But there's 5 of us. The other 4 from Perth.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there's no shortage of.
I was going to touch on that.
So they love it there, and so like you kind of got to get on board with it. Otherwise, you get spat out pretty quickly. So I've kind of like learned to love the breeze a bit more. Like, and like. If it's windy, if there's a big sea breeze, like I'm always keen for that. Just get to swing it and kind of send it as hard as you can.
Good,
it's fun.
Good.
I'm intrigued because one of the things you said, my friend, is like you're sailing tragic. So, are there any times when you're just labouring away on a laser where you start thinking about other boats?
For sure. Out hiking, coming in on Port Lay.
I'd love someone out on the wire right now.
Yeah, I know. Like you got to work hard to go slow, which in hindsight doesn't really make much sense to.
You're the equivalent of race walkers.
Yeah,
you got to
exactly.
Your job is to go as slow as fast as possible.
Exactly. You speed limit the whole time. With Joe, like got a couple mates in the 49er, and you're like, if you have a bad day in a laser, you've not only worked your ass off, you've made wrong calls, you've had a terrible day, and you've gone 5 knots. But at least in a 49er, like, you've had a bad day in the water, you're hanging out there, you're doing 20 knots downwind. Like, life's good.
I love it. Well, at least you'll be able to return fire and just say, well, like, I'm about to go sail AC40, so you can pay me out all you want. But
I'll do 48 knots downwind. Yeah,
yeah,
take
exactly.
your 49er.
Yeah, that's good. You kind of like got to scratch the itch somehow. Like the laser's good because I do really enjoy the grind of it. Like, there's an aspect of it that's just keep the work rate up and keep chipping away and that sort of thing. And it's like really rewarding because it's the small gains. But like, for that same reason, like, I like sailing heaps of other bows and big bows and just whatever. And the same with the foiling stuff as well. It's just like, it's a cool sport. It's so diverse that you can have a go at anything and kind of scratch the itch elsewhere as well.
We're a big fan of the banter on Barkarati, as well as the mind games, and the laser is almost the perfect boat for that. The mind games on shore, like you say, like if you're a big fan of the big days, that you can really start getting into people's mind. But the banter on the course, is that starting to creep in? Or she's a bit too serious?
Oh, no, everyone likes to keep it serious, but I'm about the banter. You got to.
Yes, good man. I'm bringing a shirt down today. That's it.
That's the merch tag.
You'll look good. I've got a couple of smalls left. I'll get one for you and Rafa. Okay.
Yeah, get one for Rafa. He'll be in for it. The crop top. Yeah, we've got to go hard with the banter. Yeah, we've got a good like kind of Commonwealth group. We sort of all started a training together in 2021. And so everyone sort of like pushes hard, but there's plenty of banter off that. When all the boys are coming back on the race course. Good thing is you're going so slow that you can actually get a good sledge in. It's not like fly by.
Not like a go and get fucking.
Yeah, you can really hear what's going on. You can get a bit of eye contact. It's going
to be a real culture shock once you get onto the AC40s. You're going to have to really upgrade your banter.
Oh, mate, the comms team have thought about that. Exactly.
So is there banter training?
I feel like there needs to be. I feel like there needs to be some.
Should bring a specialist in, you reckon?
Do you think the laser banter is kind of like working out the structure, if you like, and then you're going to get some pace on over the next couple of months as you head towards the AC?
Exactly. It's got to be fast talking, free flowing on the comms channel.
So just getting the structure right now. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so the perfect coach.
The hard yards are put in.
Yeah.
Perfect coach would be a talented sailor who's just mouthy as buggery.
Rafa Trulio.
Fritz.
Well,
we might send Fritz down.
The interesting thing with Rafa, though, and the structure of a Spanish sentence, it's all a bit backwards. So if you were to say it in the exact phonetical term, you'll be all over the joint.
Exactly. Yeah, you get pretty good at Spanglish quite quickly. And for the first little bit, you kind of like you're not sure whether to hold up Google Translate, put that in. But
you're on your phone going upwind.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, you get used to it pretty quickly. Start speaking the lingo, and all of a sudden in there you know what he's talking about.
A good thing for Rafa to take on, actually, a little bit of Spanish banter for the Australian team. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, there's plenty.
That would really confuse the opposition.
Very confusing. Keeps us on our toes as well.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about all our Spanish mates and their use of English, and I'm actually wondering about what the Spanish curriculum is, like the book that they use. Like, do you reckon at the start of English lessons in Spanish, when they first started doing it, they got just a swear book, and they didn't realise that it was just books of swear words?
Based on the Spanish we have interviewed, yes, that is correct.
Well, we're talking one Nieti Cuevas who actually learnt. Well, Nieto learned his English in the container at the Volvo, so that gives you a big example of where
by the 12th man.
Yeah,
because I think Rafa and Nieti did legs of the Volvo together like 2014 or something or something similar, and pretty much the same thing. You get on board with the swearing pretty quickly around him.
It is funny.
Awesome.
So, like goals, when you're going into the Worlds, mate, with the goal setting and stuff, like, do you, is that something you guys go through, or how do you do it mentally, with all the coaching that you've got?
I guess, like, it's a bit of a mix. Like, you love to say, okay, I'm gonna win this event. Let's go, and there's your goal done. But it's a little bit more to that. There's so, like, as everyone knows, like, there's so many processes with sailing, whether it's starting or speed or whatever like that, and just having like some good goals for yourself that you just want to achieve, and kind of know, okay, like, if I execute these things to a good level, then I'm going to be there or thereabouts, and then I'm kind of playing the game from there. And so you kind of know after a while, like, if you can get those things kind of ticked off, then that kind of puts you in the ballpark for some sort of result that you want to get. So yeah, sit down with Rafa before and all the team and say, all right, like, this is what we want to do, and this is what we've been working on, and yeah, literally if we can tick these things off in the regatta and have some good processes, then you're off to the races, and then you can kind of start playing.
So on that, obviously there's goal setting from a squad point of view.
Yeah.
And then there's those last little elements that you want to do individually. Is that a big part of it as well, or at this point in time you're still squad mentality, and then once the Worlds are on, it's full gloves are off?
Well, you'd say, like, there's always like priorities for the squad, like what we want to achieve in a training block or whatever. And that's sort of like just a conversation. Everyone sit down and go, all right, we want to get better at starting, or we want to roll Werney in the breeze or whatever. And alongside of that, you sort of want to have your own goals that you want to tick off as well. And that's the thing, like, everyone's different. Everyone's working on different things, and everyone's strengths and weaknesses are different. So it's kind of like you just got to pick and choose a little bit and make sure, like, what you're doing is good. But like, everyone is pushing really hard in training. So it's not like everyone's all like real friendly in training before a race, and then it gets to the race and it's like, oh, the gloves are off. It's like day one of training after the break back, after the Worlds, like, everyone was riffing in pretty hard. So it's good. Like, it's a good environment. Like, you're pushing hard all the time. There's almost not that much of a difference between like racing and training.
Yeah, sure.
Any punch-ups?
Oh, you'd be surprised, actually. Not in our squad, and I'll leave the names out of it. But there was a regatta in Europe this year, and there was a bottom mark punch-up. No exaggeration. Deep in the trenches, over some buoy room, probably some bar karate, doing 5 knots, and leant through the sail and
yes,
got
Obviously watched a bit too much Ainsley back in the day.
Yeah. Ainsley to the next level. Yeah, pretty loose, the Euros. They're feisty.
Yeah. How about some solid crashes? I mean, is the old rule, you got to just slide forward enough just to get the bow down to hook under the gunnel?
Yeah, just
or you slide straight in and take them out. Yeah, exactly.
Rubbing's racing. Yeah, they're to be fair for the laser, they're bloody well built. So you can have some pretty hard hits with them. And there's some big pile-ups and stuff like that. And you kind of like sometimes come away going like, surely I've got some damage. And you're looking around like, where was the crash? Like, what happened with it? Like sometimes it happens. Like, I think Werney in the test event, he actually had a pretty decent crash. He like rode his boat off just about. And sometimes it does happen. But under the gunnels, you can pop the hulls apart, the deck and the hull, and but yeah, it's just close the whole time.
I like it.
I love it. I love it. I'm so happy that it got through what it got through, and it's now still doing what it's doing. So
yeah, exactly. New name, same speed,
same speed, same action. Nothing's really changed.
A few advances.
Great tagline.
I like
that. Carbon top sections, the whole bunch.
Yeah. Have you noticed much of a difference there?
Oh yeah.
Just kind of. I don't know. Just everything's just like more power.
Right.
Yeah. So weight on the rail is important. You got to be big.
Got to be big.
Got to be big.
So, speaking of then, before where's ultimate weight these days? Low 80s or?
I mean, I reckon like the range has gotten bigger. There's still some smaller guys there's definitely some big guys walking around, and you see them in the boat park. And you're like, mate, you should be sailing a fin just about. And there's even some guys who have jumped back down from the fin into the laser. So yeah, I don't know.
That's going backwards.
Yeah, kind of 82 to 84, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's really normal.
Just swing it down pretty much. Kind of as long as you're somewhere thereabouts, it's just hike hard.
Yeah, oh, that's the hard bit, the hiking hard bit. Yeah, okay, that's what we're
regardless of weight.
Just regardless of weight, like, yeah. If you're bigger, if you're small, it's just you know what you're signing up for at the end of the day.
And this is the perfect opportune time to mention Jordan's weight jacket that he walks around with, that's attached to his shoulders.
On my big head. Yeah. Have you got a giant head, mate? That's what you need. That's the secret.
Yeah, it's pure leverage.
It's pure leverage.
Pure leverage.
Concentrated at the right spot.
Add some lead weights up in your hair.
Yeah.
It's years of evolution to create the perfect sailor.
It is. Yeah. He's been quoted as the perfect specimen.
Ballerina legs.
The problem we've got here is Jordan.
Got me down.
The problem we've got here is Jordan didn't have kids, so he's kind of ended the bloodline. So we're going to have to genetically remove some genes to keep it going.
The Spencer dynasty must continue.
I'm not saying it works because I'm just going to get myself in trouble.
Bicey, next time he's over, can you just, I don't know, get some DNA?
I won't. All right, we'll hold it there.
Yeah, leave it there.
Some hair.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, we'll get a bit of hair.
Yeah.
But look at that light head of hair. There's not a chance one of those has fallen out.
No.
Move on. It's like a Lego man's hat. It's like a Lego man's helmet.
I'm just being quiet because it's all going to go too far if I come in. All right.
What a sledge.
Now, if you take the perfect specimen that I am out of it and you don't need to hike, because that's the thing. With this America's Cup thing, let's just focus in on that a little bit.
Yeah.
How's that working? So Youth America's Cup, Australia's got a team, they've got a Women's America's Cup, you've got no boat, right? How the hell are you going to make that work?
Yeah, you're right. I haven't got a boat. Tends to be quite handy in a yacht race, but what we do have is we've got a like top of the range simulator. So the sim's built by Team New Zealand, and so the Australian team, which I'm part of, has got one of the sims in Sydney, and it's kind of been a process over the last few months to get to grips with that. And this sim is incredible. Like it's actually really lifelike. You're sitting in the same cockpit, the exact same controls, the same steering wheel as what you would in real life. And you've got the ability to change all the variables. Everything can be manual or automatic, like everything. And then you can also race other people who have the sim too.
Wow. That's
so,
cool.
Yeah, I guess.
So is that live? So you can hook in with another country or?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that?
So it's like you learn a little bit how to sail a boat, and then that learning curve is quite steep and quite quick, and then it's like, all right, game on, like let's start racing. And so all of a sudden you can kind of build up your experience without having to go yachting, which is it's a little bit of a foreign concept, but it's quite
brings
cool.
in a whole new aspect of watching the AC events on TV, because those boys are really throwing those things around and now. And like the last event in particular, you could sort of see now that they are fully used to these boats and getting around the corners, and that must have a little bit of an intimidation feeling, in terms of
massively, like
because you're going to be racing against those guys.
Yeah, for sure. And there's guys like the young guy Marco, who's
Italian,
like super talented guy. He's won the 2 Optimus Worlds and South 70, and he's absolute gun. You've got New Zealanders like Leonard Takahashi, who is a good mate of mine, but he's been in that environment already.
Yeah.
So I guess for the Aussies, it's a bit of like the boxing kangaroo spirit. We've got to kind of find a little secret weapon. What can we do to kind of get the edge again?
Has that been brought up? You're going to get the boxing kangaroo on the boat?
It's owned by the Australian Olympic Committee. That.
Exactly. Can't give away all the secrets, but boxing kangaroo, it's got to be up there.
What role are you going to be playing, mate? Do you know?
Like it's not set in stone at the moment, but I've been doing a fair bit of driving in the sim.
Yep.
which maybe it's a little bit ironic because they've got the guy sailing the slowest boat and putting him on the wood. But it's really cool because it's such a different boat that it's no one has any experience. So in our squad we've got like exceptionally talented squad of guys and girls, but from a range of backgrounds. So you've got foiling guys, you've got Olympic guys, you've got everything in between. And no one has experience on AC40. So it's like everyone can bring their experience together. And this team ends up being more about the people involved,
culture,
and the culture and the personalities that they all bring, rather than who goes the fastest and who has the most experience.
You've got one of the world's best leaders in John. I mean, John just can pull a team together and has this ability just to get right down to it. I mean, have you had much to do with John?
A little bit, yeah. We had a I guess
John Bertrand, that is, for the listeners.
Yeah. I mean, the two patrons of the team, John Bertrand and John Winnie Jr. Herman,
sure, yeah.
Both really cool personalities to work with as kind of like the heads of the team. But we had a camp maybe a few months ago, and that was after like the selection camp as well. And kind of getting to hear from them and ask questions to them, it's been really cool.
Yeah.
And like you still see with John Bertrand now, like he's
still frothing, isn't he?
Still going hard, like ferocious on the course, like as per, like nothing's changing. So yeah, it's like it was pretty cool because as soon as we all got in the room, they were there going like, all right, like we're not here to just make the numbers up. Like we don't want to just be on the start line. Like that's not our goal. Like let's go and bloody win the thing. So yeah, it's been really cool to work with.
Good to see you got some Adelaide.
I've got a proposal actually.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe I'll contact the Johns.
The Johns.
Double John it.
Winning and Bertrand.
Yep.
I mean, some would suspect this is for the bar karate team. Some would suspect, we'd want our barge up there. We could kind of get in there as a bit of banter,
bit of motivation,
things. But given that the boxing kangaroo trademark's owned by the Olympic Committee, I think we should go as mascots. Get dressed up.
Commentating mascots.
Bit of bar karate lager in the pouch.
And actually take the red gloves on and we're doing bar karate.
Just so many great ideas come off this show.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I love
I reckon the barge has got to be on. A few flybys, a few quick tackles.
I'm just thinking of those 38-degree days all day in a bloody kangaroo suit. How much fun would that be?
A few flybys. Just have like a stubby holder on the bottom of the one of the foils and just come up. Just drop her in.
Drop it in.
Talk about flies. It's good to see the Adelaide flies of buzzing around there, Finn.
Yeah, I know. The early risers of flies are getting smoked.
What about with the match racing, mate? How's have you talked about the strategy of match racing in these things at all? Because like if you do get down, that it eventually becomes a match racing race, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think maybe the last World Series event showed a lot of the potential of how close the match racing is. And I think like everyone saw the 75s from the last Cup or the whole concept of foiling and was just like, it's not real match racing and it's not really there. And it's kind of easy to take that. But I think that last event showed how close it can be, how like aggressive you can be in the pre-starts and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like that whole format of racing like will really come into play. And we saw that like the boats have full dial downs, full tack around, circle work, like the whole 9 yards.
I think we're going to see more of it too. I think it's going to, as you all get more and more experience, we're going to see some pretty aggressive maneuvers.
Yeah. And like, I haven't said AC40, but have been told and sort of heard that, they're designed to be able to sail. And ultimately, like they're designed to be like an owner-driver class. So it's like they're designed to kind of get thrown around, like within their limitations, like that the control is there. So it's like, straight away in the sim, like once we kind of have gone to grips a little bit with the boats, it's like, all right, how do we maneuver quickly? And the chatter becomes way more about like, how do we just survive and just make it around the course without crashing and or dropping off the foils? And like, all right, how do we start pushing this thing hard? Because, if you get in the final or even the first race, like there's going to be the Italians, there's going to be the Kiwis. Like everyone's going to be pushing hard for it.
Absolutely.
I got a proposal.
Okay, here it comes.
All right, I'll contact the Johns. This is
over and above the boxing kangaroo suits.
We could be getting a little bit advanced here, but there's nothing more Australian than when you win than doing a burnout, right? So what we need is the software guys to put her in donut mode. So you can set the AC40 up to donut mode. Once you go across that final finish line, first position, hit the button, off she goes.
I'd just love to see a big windsurfing carve jibe.
Just a couple of donuts on the course.
Yeah. Both foils up. Manual out of the water.
Well, going fast enough.
Extreme tinnies.
Tinny batting.
Extreme tinny driving.
Exactly.
Love it.
All the trick shots, all the trick moves.
And that should be the criteria of the sim work. Just we want to learn all the trick shots first.
How'd you go in the cup? Not that good. Not that good, but we won the freestyle event.
Exactly. It's all that matters. It's top speed and trick shots.
Helicopter check.
Love it.
Yeah, it might be a bit hard to lift the mast out and put the masthead in the mast base though.
Upside down.
Pirouette jibes, sitting down. You could have a swivel seat.
Yeah, you could.
Invitations. All right.
Get hold of this bloody show, Jordan.
Yeah, I'm getting hold.
Mate. You've been a bit bloody off the pace this show, Jordan. You've given us a leash.
Oh, no, that's right. I got to just shut down sometimes. It's good. All right, we're out of time anyway, boys. It's a good way to finish off. Mate, Finn, thanks for taking time to chat.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Beauty, mate.
We will we'll look forward to seeing how well you guys go, and particularly give you a lot of encouragement in Adelaide. Obviously, waters that we know extremely well. And we'll be right in there with you at the Cup. As you said, we do have permission for the barge on the America's Cup course. It is actually
mark of the course. It is.
Yep, we do actually have permission to put it there. So yeah, best of luck, mate, and we'll be watching with interest.
Thanks very much, boys. Thanks for having me.
I'll pop down the club. I'll be looking out for the tall, skinny guy that weighs about 83 kilos.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Unbelievable. Yeah, mate. Have a great week. Or have a great month, I should say, and enjoy yourself. I guess we'll be seeing you in Lincoln, though. That'll be a good thing.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, let's do it. It's on the bucket list for sure. I've got to get down there and do it.
Yeah, nice.
Right, good one.
Beauty.
Have a good one.
See you, mate.
Good chat there, boys. Finn, great lad. Been working hard at trying to get there.
Loves the banter.
He's into working hard.
He's always full of energy and a lot of fun. You two idiots, on the other hand, just rip the crap out of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A few years back, it would have been fist through the computer screen. But these days, you're such a mellow head, Jordan. You got so much room in there for mellowness, angriness. You know,
well, you're just able to absorb the entire universe. You know what I mean?
You know what settled me down? I've changed my diet. It's the Radix.
Oh yeah, of course.
The Radix diet.
I was thinking actually, boys. I mean, obviously there'd be a lot of nutrition down at the Adelaide Sailing Club with all these sailors in town this month. So at Snowy's, Radix will be flying off the shelf. And I haven't brought this up with management yet, but I think we should get a Barkarati sticker on some Radix. Prepared specifically for sailors.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I love the ideas on this show, as I said during the show.
Now, I may or may not have gone to Snowy's, the camping store, the other day and put a few Barkarati stickers on some Radix packets and put them back on the shelf. But it says Barkarati Sailors Lager.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd say. Anyway, so the boys, if you are looking for a bit of nutrition and healthy food, remember Radix Nutrition. If you go to their website, you'll be able to find it. And if you do buy through the website, you can use the Barkarati code to get a discount on us. Breakfast, all sorts of amazing, like the basil pesto and the barbecue and, blueberry breakfast, Indian curry. There's all sorts of different
the coconut breakfast. Hey, the new range is out and is available. So the version 9. Getting rave reviews, so it's all good.
Cool. All right, let's move on, boys. Let's go into the other events, club events. One thing we gave a plug over. We need to move off the Hobart and that break in Australia, between Boxing Day and New Year's. It's a good time of year to do things, unless you were living in Queensland this year and just sitting in thunderstorms and rain.
Flooded.
But the one event we did plug was what they were calling the Battle for the Bar, which is the reaching race between two clubs down in Victoria. It's the Capel Sound Invitational, second year running. We liked it, and so we really liked it. They had a window of 4 days where they would just find the perfect conditions so you can have a reaching race, and
it's us all over.
And then you meet afterwards in a central brewery. You run with what you've got. Just turn up and have a go, and it's just
would have
genius.
had to have been some rainbows there for sure.
It's genius, and absolutely the rainbows from the tip. But we've had a lot of conversation with one of the people behind it, and this man has been quite funny because he's forever correcting logo placement and getting OCD'd. We've just toyed with him, just talking about his headphone alignment at the moment, and I know it's stressing him out, but we're going to bring in Scott Patton because, one, we want to hear about it because it sounds like a way to bring more people back to the sport, bud.
It is. Hello, boys. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, mate.
Yeah, and how are my headphones?
Looking good.
Yeah.
They're all right, are they?
Yeah, you're right.
How's the Bar Karate logo just next to Jordan there?
It's actually not too bad, to be honest. The problem I have is on the phone, on the tiles for the podcast, it's just on the piss terribly. Every other logo is central, and yours just stands out. Like really,
like dog's
really
balls, as they say.
Right, I wasn't going to go there, Vicey, but since you did, like dog's balls. But thanks for having us on, and actually thanks for really supporting the event. It's hard to make headway today with there's so much media and there's so much advertising flying around everywhere, and it was really good to get some cut through with the plug that you boys gave us for our event. So really appreciate that. So thank you.
It's all right.
Yeah. So the Battle of the Bar, or the Capel Sound Invitational, was really it was more of a call to arms for people to get involved. It's a free event. Anyone can come. If it's got a sale, join in. It's 6 kilometres between our two clubs. So Ross, the Commodore of Rosebud, and myself wanted to have a race and get the clubs together. What I've noticed over the years, coming back to yacht clubs, is all the clubs are competing for the same sailors, doing exactly the same thing. They're all doing course racing, and we're all competing for members. So what we wanted to do was do the complete opposite. Run an event between two clubs and just encourage whoever wants to come along and have a really good time. And so, observing people going out for a sail, just going for a casual sail, everyone's just reaching up and down the beach. It's the most fun. It's the funnest point of sail, let's be honest. Yeah. It's probably one of the easiest points of sail as well, and the fastest. So we thought, there's no races doing this. We've got a really good distance of 6 kilometres between the two clubs, so we can set a course for monos, cats, and foilers. So everyone finishes around that hour mark, give or take a few minutes here and there. And we keep it nice and tight, hard up against the sandbank. So everyone's sailing right next to each other, giving each other the woohoos and high fives and everything as they're going past. So, it's made for fun, but it's also challenging enough. If you really want to push it and send it, you can. But if you just want to go out there with your family and cruise, you can do that as well and just enjoy the experience. So, it was really good turnout this year. Yeah.
It was a good turnout.
That's it. It was, yeah. So last year we had a soft opening where we just trialled it. We had 20-odd boats from both clubs predominantly, and a couple from Macrae, another club up the road. And this year 42. And then just in discussions with associations and members and other clubs, like next year we're sort of looking at 100 plus.
How many rainbows, Scott? Or were you waiting for year 3?
None, mate. We couldn't find any. We scoured the tip. And there's none there. Couldn't find a master boom. No, I think all the hulls have been used for planter boxes now.
Couldn't get the dirt out of them.
The rainbow's cooked, unfortunately. But we had a course there. That's probably one of the older.
That's getting close.
Yeah, the old
It's getting
course
around there. So,
Yeah. Actually, I
Yeah.
was looking through the list because you got, I mean, as you said, there's cats, and everyone races together. So a whole bunch of Hobies, the Taipans, the A classes, mosquitoes, and then I'm going through the yard because it's on yardstick, I guess, in the end, but it's all over the line. Then yardstick, you got Sabres 29ers, Impulse, Corsair, Fast 7500, which is a trailer sailor for the offshore people. B14s. There's a Wetter Trimaran in that group, or few. Contenders, Aeros, Tasers, Timpani 670. They were cool in the day. 30, 40 years.
670.
Yeah, lasers. So people suffering. Like there's a whole bunch, and then there's a few windsurfers. There's Moths. I'm just interested within Division 4, the yardstick. Dan's windsurfer and Frank's windsurfer in the fin class.
Oh, so what's happened is because I think Sailres was used for the results. I'm not sure that Sailres.
That would be doing your head in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, mate. You got no idea. But, so I've always resorting to a spreadsheet myself.
Scott had hair like you before this before the Battle of the Bar.
I had a full head of hair before I came back to the yacht club. Lost it all.
Yeah.
That's right. But
I don't think
for the listener though, Scott, I'll just explain. It is extremely symmetrical, your scone.
Thanks, Spicy. It does concern me.
Go on, Ed.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. So Sailres, I don't think at the other end had windsurfers in with a yardstick, so the fin was the exact same yardstick. So we went off that. So we'll fix that next round. So everything, we're basically just bolting everything together as we go and fumbling through it.
So we've got looks like we've got a serious growth period going on, and next year's looking good. It's obviously what day is it? What day was it on? A Saturday?
It's one of
no. So what we do is one of 4 days. So obviously we don't go on Boxing Day because that's traditionally sit down and watch the Hobart. I know you've been discussing Hobart. What a great finish it was. So it's the day after Hobart. So we've got a 4-day window from the 27th to the 30th pretty much. And then we just try and align and forecast, which is getting more difficult as time goes on, to pick a day that the wind's as square as we can to the course. Yeah.
Yep.
And then that provides, an even race course for both starts. And just to try and have the most fun possible. Try and target sort of 15 to 20 knots.
I'm just sort of, it's just clicking through my head about the whole thing. Would you be considering to have the race down and then a return? Imagine that. That would be just mayhem.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Loop backwards.
So,
yeah.
BP's got the spreadsheet. the run check. But what were the conditions this year?
Yeah.
So it was offshore. Yep. Yes, we did actually. We nailed it. We had a 4-day window and we nailed it on the first day. So it's 2 years in a row that we've nailed it on the first day. So we had 15 to 18 knots averaging direct offshore. So beautiful flat water.
Yeah, cool.
A few gusts, a little bit fluky, but you sort of expect that in offshore. But it's a pretty low-lying area. So, we had a foiling kite and he got into some laminar flow and just ripped it up, had a ball. So the wind was pretty good. We can get some chop if it comes the other way from the north, but this time of year, the northerlies aren't that strong down here. Sort of winter time, the northerlies sort of pick up. But so it was an absolute blast. And the after party later, we had the wear your best Hawaiian outfit or Hawaiian shirt, a prize for worst Hawaiian shirt. So
Jay's in.
That was good fun and
built
really,
for Jordan.
Really good
This
for the
regatta.
Well, I think it is built for Jordan.
It's an invitational. I expect to see you boys on the line next year.
That's exciting.
I'm definitely finding a rainbow.
Jordan might get a bit mixed up and wear his Hawaiian shirt on the race course, though.
You could bring your wingding. You could bring, you could bring anything. Like you can bring anything, can't you? Except a rainbow.
Anything you want. Yeah. Bossy, if you can find 5 rainbows, we'll have a class division for you with your own
rainbow
separate prize.
I'm going to the Rainbow Facebook page right now.
It would become the Nationals.
I'm signing off, guys.
It would become the Nationals again.
It would. So the idea is just to incorporate everybody. I'm not opposed to having paddlers out there either doing the course and getting everyone together. Like, as I've said before, we've got a really unique culture in ocean sports, and I think we need to dive back down and embrace what we have. And get everybody. And look, our start lines, it's a bunch start. There's no divisions. It's everyone go at once. And because it's a team, Rye versus Rosebud, and it's a reaching start. So none of the boats are dialing each other up on the line or hooking each other. It's just everybody giving each other space and going for it. So sort of changes the game a little bit, makes it more fun, but still, once you're out there and you sheet on, you're into it.
I would have thought it would have been all bloody pushing in at the boat end, trying to get the best start. Hey?
No, well, that's the thing, because it's us versus Rosebud or Rye versus Rosebud. It's all about making sure we get a good start and clear air. So, but there's tactics.
Teams racing.
Yeah, teams racing. So, and any visitors can start at any end they like. So it's got something for everybody, which is sort of where we wanted to head. And then next year we're actually just discussing yesterday. We really think we need to even the field up and maybe incorporate some personal yardsticks into the event as well, because time and time again you see with these events that people that are a bit older or people that don't have a boat that's the best boat out on the water really, really struggle to feature the front end of these events. So really like to incorporate some just personal yardsticks, like from their
club. Got a proposal, Scott?
From their club. Shoot.
Easy.
Given it is an invitational.
Got some proposals this week.
Yeah, I know. I'll do my best in the morning. Anyway, our karate team, we could come down and be part of that personal yardstick. We could do on the site handicapping. Depending on one, like you say, condition of the boat, condition of the sailors, and of course bribery.
And how symmetrical everything is.
Problem with the bar karate team is I wouldn't read the notice of race and I'd keep going. I'd be
mate. You've been exactly.
You didn't tell me which club to stop at.
You're stopping at Brighton, just smoking it down the coast, Dramana, wherever. Safety Beach, going into the marina.
Just out there on my own. Where's everyone gone?
I'd like to throw something out into the atmosphere there for the Maxis running down to Hobart. If they go day 4 of the window, you guys could be back in time to do it. And it's
imagine that.
Well, the rumour was that Wild Oats was in the shed getting the keel cut off.
So you could do
ready for the race.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to minimise the draft and get into it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I wonder if the AC40, we can get an AC40 to down to do the event. How many laps would you put the AC40 through? Let's see, it's doing 40 knots.
They'd have to do 6 laps for sure. So we had
3.5 mile course. Well, one way. Sorry, so 7. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. So the foilers did. So actually, the Moth I think came from Safety Beach. So he clocked up around 50 kilometres for the day.
Wow.
So he did the 3 laps with us, which is 36 plus Safety Beach to Rosebud and back again. So yeah, he would have been just under the 50k mark for the day. So mate, they get around. They cover some ground.
Yeah.
And the foiling kite's exactly the same. But he was just ripping through the fleet. And it's really good to expose all the other boats
with the kite lines.
Yeah, there was a couple of A classes there worried that their master was going to get taken out, but he's pretty capable, Nick. So he was able to weave through, and but it's good, especially for the juniors, and seeing the progression of sailing and the different technologies. From trailer sailors, Corsair Sabres, all the way up to these foiling boats.
Yeah.
To have them exposed on the same race course where everyone's got lots of room to move about. You're not stuck doing triangles and upwind legs. And
sailing aside, obviously, let's talk about the festivities.
The festivities were fun. So local brewery. The guy that owns the brewery is actually the Commodore of our club.
Oh, there you go.
So I thought we'd give him a bit of support.
Well, give him a plug. What brewery is that?
It's Escape Brewery in Capel Sound.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you're down there, get down there and have a beer. It's actually got some
pretty much halfway along the course. Is there good viewing from there, or do they have?
No, he's a bit inland. A bit too far inland. So
we're gonna have to build up.
We'll bring down the barge and put it at Midway, and we'll just throw cans of competitors.
It's going to be a busy barge year.
Barge at the gate. I love it.
Barge at the gate, yeah.
Going to have to fix the trailer up. We'll use the old rainbow trailer.
I love it.
Keep going. Cracking day.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Really cracking day. And as I say, because it's, a lot of races are sort of capped out at 20, 22 knots because of the upwind legs. A lot of boats are hard to hold down for some people. So this allows you, because it's reaching, you could run it in 25 knots.
Yep.
People could just ease the sheets and still rip along and have a good day out. We
Absolutely.
had a couple of boats with families on board cruising around.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
I mean, that's the whole reason the pursuit race we banter on about came up with that. When it gets too windy, you can just go and reach and race from side to side. You're exactly right. Mate, she's a cracker. We're into it. We probably will be competing. It's the Capel Sound Invitational, spelt CAPEL, so Capel Sound. And the website's up, and there's actually a WhatsApp group you can join now to get in and get all the notifications and updates. It sounds like it'll be a huge event. I just love it because not only do you get to have fun sailing, but it's a beautiful part of the world. It's a holiday. It is a tourist destination, where you guys are based. So you get to go down with the family. You can spend 4 days holidaying, 5 days, whatever. You can make it a holiday, the whole family. It's not like a normal regatta where you're gone sailing and you don't see the rest of your family. You can spend most of the time. And then there's the call up, and it's just a nice way to spend a day. So
yeah,
she's
love
perfect.
It, Scott.
She's
awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks, boys. Thanks a lot.
I hope the logo's centered.
You really need to work on it. It's just
yours. We don't care about ours.
Our logo's definitely centered. There's no way I was going to make that mistake.
Ours is off centered for one definite reason.
And
I think you know what that is.
100%.
Well, let's get the Barcarati logo onto your site and put it sort of half on the page, half off. That'll be funny.
Mate. It's already on there.
Oh, damn it!
I've got it on our site, and I've centered it. So just leading by example. That's what we do here.
I love it.
I know.
All right, mate. We appreciate you taking time to chat to us, buddy.
No, we appreciate all the support you guys are doing. You guys are doing a fantastic job. So keep doing what you're doing. And thanks a lot.
Be in touch. Cheers.
Good on you, Scott. Well done, mate.
Continuing on, boys.
Yep.
Of course, at the same time, we've got this time of year, we've got an email come in from Jacob Birch, just reminding us about the Coburn Sound Regatta. So for West Australia, which is a long way across on the other side of Oz, Perth, the capital city of Western Australia, the most remote city in the world, furthest from any other capital city. Coburn Sound is just to the south of the main waters of Perth, down near Rockingham, nice part of the world. And they have a 4-day regatta going on. And so Jacob just sent us a little email just reminding us that was on. And they've got a whole bunch of other events going on. So sort of keelboat, sports boat, all sorts of different events, racing boats going on. So if you're not heading over to Hobart, this is the event for you to do. And there's a whole range of different things probably worth being aware of. I don't know if you guys are into it at all. Any thoughts?
Mate, we're into everything.
Yep.
If it floats,
even if we don't know about it,
if it floats, goes on water, we're into it.
Yeah,
don't worry about that.
So they do have a race from Perth down to it, and then a series of racing over the 4 days. So very much of that model like they do with the Adelaide Lincoln. It's only about 14 or 15 mile to get down from Perth, I think, from memory. They've got a couple of other events coming up in Western Australia. The Rumble in the Reach, which is just exactly what we've just been talking about with the Battle to the Bar, a reaching race on the river there, and then Geograph Bay Race Week, which Geograph Bay's down
From
I was going to say Mandurah, but it's I think it's Mandurah. I think down there. Anyway, down to another great place with a lot of flying fish and the 2 kilometre long jetty. Another one. So some good racing coming up in West Oz. Just thought we'd pull that out. Should we roll on to Listener of the Week, boys?
Yeah, let's get through it.
Listener of the Week,
because we got to do Listener of the Month.
Well, we got to do Listener of the Month exactly.
And Bicey's got it. Bicey's got it worked out. He's got it worked out. So should we do Listener of the Week first?
Drum roll.
Well, no, Listener of the Week first.
Listener of the Week first.
So this is the Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week. And every month, Vicobi provide $200 voucher, Aussie dollars, voucher for where you can, the winner will get to choose whatever they want.
So cool.
It's such a cool, mates Vicobi. And of course, make sure you check out their...
I want to enter it. I need some new gear.
Their quick release harnesses, their hiking pants, and they've got some fantastic clothes and wetsuits and boots and the whole thing, gloves, everything you need for all the action gear. nominations, I think. I just want to highlight, I didn't put in the story I shared on our Instagram page about the Land Rover. I think it was Beneteau First 285 sent that one through where you had to check your fluids on the Land Rover. Did you see that one, boss?
You do check your fluids.
Yeah.
They're on the ground.
Yeah, look underneath.
If you got oil coming out, they're on the...
Yeah,
you still got oil.
Well, you just got to look and see if it's black sludgy or sort of new and sort of synthetic.
But if it's dry, you
even
need
better.
to top her up.
It's a great little video. It was a great little video, so I appreciate that one. Matty Seidel, he sent through a little note about Opti ice boats.
Yeah, that was a
just
good
getting
banter.
scarier. It's getting scarier. Could you imagine it?
He did. It was a good bloody email.
A great email.
Which he just talked about the whole Opti thing. So, gents, thanks for the podcast. Probably a little more than 23% informative on the time, but laugh a minute. You mentioned the DNs in the last podcast, so I thought I might look it up. You guys are certain of the extreme weather and speed, but it seems to have been infiltrated with bloody Optis. These things are like ants. They get into everything. My biggest concern is the introduction of Optis to ice is where all the overprotective parents put their ribs to shepherd their darlings around the course. As a parent, one of the great things about getting my son involved in sailing was that once they left the shore, it removed the sideline parent effect. The kids had not only to learn to sail, but to learn to problem solve, deal with other kids, either their crew or their competitors. They had to learn to deal with the weather, and they had to work it out by themselves. Such great lessons. It's so unfortunate Optis have been overtaken by an armada of oversized ribs full of helicopter parents. Not sure if it builds better sailors or better humans in general. Anyway, off the soapbox, heading to the northwest...
Literally.
Off the
soapbox and let the kids sail the soapbox.
So he's going to go and visit he's in the US. He's going to go up and have a look at the ice sailing and jump onto it. And great round.
Email, of course, accompanied with a fantastic picture of a couple of kids on the ice in their particular little ice sleds or whatever you want to call them, vessels, boats.
I'd like to get hold of what that is, and that'll be interesting to get some
with a full Opti rig on it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they get mass bend like the DNs.
That is crazy. That's the thing that does my head in. I can't even understand the physics behind that. But
she certainly isn't grabbing a piece of paper and squeezing it at the end. So let me tell you.
No, there's none of that.
No.
And it's not even tearing it in half. It's more like quarter.
I love it. And then the other email we got, which was, I think Matt Knight was the first, it was just highlighting, we raised that. Remember we raised the debate where Reichel Pugh was the most Hobart winners?
Yes.
Yeah, quite a few people did highlight to us, and, that it's obviously Far Yacht Design hold the record, and which is right. And BP, it's a real failure on your part, with your close ties to Far Yacht Design and the work you've done with
that. I didn't pick that up. Well, I actually did think about it, but it's not about us, mate. The show's not about us. We had to. If I said it, we wouldn't have got these emails.
Yeah, well, there you go. It was just a strategy.
It was a strategy.
We were just drawing emails. We have been getting heaps and heaps and heaps of emails and messages come through, and we really appreciate it. So cheers at Barker 80. And remember, you're in with a chance for the $200 voucher.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed looking at the list. So it was thanks for that. It was good.
Beauty. Yeah, there was a great list. So there was
some good names on there.
BP. Yeah, publish
some huge names on there. We should publish it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is accessible.
All right, Bicey's made the call. He's got the winner of the Listener of the Month, the Vycobi Listener of the Month. You got to tell us, Bice.
Have you got a drum roll? Drum roll?
Not logged up. I haven't. Sorry.
Have you got anything?
So without a doubt,
don't act like you're not impressed or something. Something.
And this could almost be Listener of the Year in my book.
Oh, what's
Dominic Kime. He's got it for me. He sent in the sketch of slingers sitting on the
let's roll with that.
And
middle head.
This is the wording: slingers on the rocks. He's thinking about what he wants to do in the future. Tennis racket thrown down aside. The list he made of all his goals is pinned on the rocks, which can also serve as a list of his achievements. So, as mentioned at the time when this did come in, we will be commissioning someone to actually take this sculpture on. We just need to find someone to fund it.
I've got it. I've not
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Oh, there we go.
Dominic, well done. And
Go on,
once
PP.
commissioned,
I was just going to say I've commissioned Raquel to my wife to make it. She's actually studied sculpture, so she's already started.
oh, there you go.
Which part is she practicing on, BP?
Expect to
BP's
see the
there.
bronze statue middle head by midway through 2072.
It looks a
Does
lot
it look like
BP.
you? A few new.
Well, the easy giveaway is the one arm, you know.
Exactly.
I love it.
So once the sculpture is there, Dominic, choose your Vycobi kit because it'll look bloody good with one of Pat's jackets wrapped around Slinger's shoulders.
You've got to put a jacket on the sculpture. There we go. Yeah, good idea.
Well, congratulations, Dom. I'll send you an email.
Well done.
And we'll move on from there.
Yep.
It's hot time with Bice.
Well, you're on a plane shortly, Jordan.
Yep, Sail GP.
Heading to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Abu
To
Dhabi.
check things.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. That's where Fred Flintstone's from. Abu Dhabi do.
Home of the great ABM White, of course, still sitting there in the car park, no doubt.
Here. Sail GP starting up. Got another thing now. We're still so excited about Sail GP. I guess we are. Once they're on the water, you kind of forget. And then once they're on the water, you kind of can't stop watching.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And that's how it works. So that's all happening. And we'll get a good report of that for next week.
Well, there is a bit
on Sail GP, just real quickly, a little bit of banter going back and forward on there.
Yeah, there's a bit to be mentioned about Sail GP that we think we need to raise.
Two pages, two things have come up. What was the first one? The sailor most people want to see on the water, of course. Picture of Russell Coots.
Yeah.
Sailor's choice.
Sailor's choice.
Yeah,
Anonymous sailor's
choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the winner of the biggest trash talker, Sir Ben Ainsley.
Yeah, I don't think the Prince and Princess would be appreciative of that one.
Well, I
No.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Speaking of Ben Ainsley,
Things.
stepping down and handing the wheel over to Giles.
Yes.
Scott. So as at Abu Dhabi, so that's immediate.
Yes.
So
Following in the lead of the great James Spittle.
Yeah.
Stepping down from that helmsman's role, given Ben's been involved a long time in the upper management of his teams, and you could definitely see the clashes that causes.
Yeah.
And I think his exact words, "This is now a young man's game."
Yeah, but it's interesting, isn't it? Because Giles is quite young.
Yeah. Experience. But no. So yeah, stand by for what is produced out of that, pretty much.
I'll tell you, boys. So obviously, Sail GP, it's big, but behind the scenes, if you do a bit of work, like say someone like me, where you got to fly in, the accommodations, it's discount is the best way to describe it. Like I've stayed in student accommodation. I've stayed in some
bus shelters.
There was a couple of places where I literally couldn't fit in, but this time around in Abu Dhabi, a five-star resort pool, the whole thing. It's like glamour. The UAE destinations, you do get laid on, and they've got obviously a new marketing person with Sail GP, and there's a lot of enthusiasm been coming out of there, and they've booked Take That as a special band. They're going to have concerts and all sorts of things.
How exciting's that?
Oh, mate, I bet you must be beside yourself, Jordan
Frothing to go and see a bit of Take That.
Oh, have you got backstage passes?
Have you got the white trousers and tank top?
You boys know exactly where I'll be.
I want to see you. I want to see you on stage doing some bopping.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get another band for that, I'm afraid. But Yeah, no, the pop music and I don't match up. So, yeah, no, I'll be back at the resort. I've got a 5-star resort to go to. I know exactly what I'll be doing, relaxing in the pool.
Making up drinks.
They're putting on a real show. I guess that's what we're getting to. They're really creating a huge atmosphere. And, you know, the teams are worth a lot of money now, you know.
They kind of got it. I mean, you've got Dubai, of course, who put on a good show. You've got the Cup in Saudi. So the Middle East, it's, you know, and they know how to put on a good show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good viewing. Looking good. Anyway, so SailGP next week. I've got no idea how we're going to get it all together to do an episode, but we'll see what we can do.
So like every week then?
Yeah. Anything else, boss? Moving on, boss. For you.
Oh, no, I've got to go.
Got a few lists here to go through.
I've got to get out of here, man.
Yep, no.
I'm on the road. I've got an appointment to be at. Very, very strict appointment.
Right. So we'll finish off for you, buddy. So all good.
Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, listeners, thanks for listening. Check us out. Cheers at barkarati.com.
Yep.
Give us 5 stars. We're making our way through.
Good on you, boys.
All right. See you, boys.
We'll finish up. Come on, keep going, Jay.
Okay.
Finish it. Talk about the Wallies or something.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
We will.
Talk about the ILCA All-Team Challenge.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right. Looks like
Light feed scams.
The All-Team Challenge, as Bryce said, the IKEA All-Team Challenge is due and happening. So that is
this week.
This week, the 7th, 1:30 start. I think there will be live broadcast of that. It's definitely something that's going to be. So the 6 old teams that are going to start from Brest and sail around the world. If you go to the website, so IKEA, ARKEA, Old Team Challenge, there's actually a link to show you how you can watch the start. So they'll be doing a big parade and watch.
Did a great job of the TJV. So let's hope this is just as exciting. Well, the weather. I don't think the weather's going to be as exciting, but you never know this time of year. It could happen as quickly as that.
Yep. Perfect. ILCA sixes start racing as of today, so we'll get some results. The Taser Worlds, we've had a couple of results come in there on the Tasers. Let's see. So we've got 2 races down on the Tasers, so nothing to take of it. But the names that are still around and at the top, the McKees are there as per usual. The Longbottom, Rick Longbottom, who's been around for about 1 billion years. All the names in the Tasers, so good tight racing. So that is underway. The Wally Worlds, BP, they've been run and done. How'd you go?
Well, looking at the results, I've done quite well because the top 10 are all grandmasters. So
yes,
I think I got a third.
You think you got a third?
Yeah, it's just got pipped at the post by one Lars Klepich.
Well, I was just going to look because for the listeners who don't know that it's a combination of course racing, slalom, and the marathon, and then there's an average based on your course, like the efficiency or how consistent you are with your racing. And so the idea is to get that average score as low as possible. And it made all the difference, didn't it, BP? Because basically, because they all race in different fleets and stuff, it brings everyone together. So for the overall winner, which was Lars Klepich, a grandmaster, sorry?
Yeah, I can say men in the men's, yeah.
In the men's, yeah, sorry. I'll just focus on the men's because it was a tie, basically. So Josh Green and Lars, first in the course racing, first in the slalom, and then first in the marathon. And then so it came down to the course racing average, which gave it to Lars. So he had an average score of 1.29, whereas Josh had a 1.86, which is pretty exciting. The thing that I think, if we go into the women's, there was a great battle there as well. It's not quite as tight, but it's pretty bloody close. Yeah. Because Lani Bieshel, who is a US-based sailor, been fantastic Olympic sailor in the past and obviously married one of the Bieshels, Adam. Fantastic. She won it with course racing of 2, a slalom course of 1 and the marathon 1. Bruna Furkan, which is Italian, one of the Italian ladies, she won the course racing slalom score of 2 and then a marathon placing of 3. Then Sarah Kenny, 3, and 2. So it was quite a good battle going through that. But then what they've done, which I really like, is then they've rolled the results into all combined.
Yeah, love this. Yeah, love what they've done here.
Yeah. So in that all combined, everything you've got Lars, then Josh, then Lani, then Bruna, and then, down through to Sarah Kenny in 7th behind Mike Lancy and Scott McKercher, another great name.
Oh, I'm just looking down through the names. I mean, there's some fantastic names there. And congratulations to the fleet and the organisers, and obviously to Nick we had on a little while ago. So done and dusted, and a fantastic event.
And if Scotty McKercher's listening, I'm looking for a large wing for my wing dinger, and you make some great ones, bud. So if you're any interest in that 6.5, 7 metre range, I'm very keen, buddy. Cool. So congratulations, great event. I'm into it. I'm 100% into it. There's been some great video being sent out each day on Facebook. You've been able to catch it up. Did you been watching it?
I did see a bit of it, and to be honest, I was shed a little tear. I really wanted to go. Obviously, time got the best of me, but anyway, it's well done to all, and I hope it continues. I believe Lake Garda is Spain. Spain's the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, Spain. Yeah, 9 months time, so it'll be great.
Yeah,
great country. You might be there working. You might be able to go that one, BP.
I'll try.
One of the things that did highlight, so I'll emphasise this for all our listeners. There were some links saying live feeds for these events. There's a lot of scammers putting links up to live feeds, and they're not genuine live feeds. So just be aware of that. I do want to highlight that the 13-foot skiff and 16-foot skiff nationals start this weekend, and they are doing live streams. So if you want to watch a bit of skiff racing, it is live stream. Just search Australian Skiffs. It's probably the best way to go about it. But they 100% are doing some live streams. But be very, very careful when you're going to a lot of these. There's scammers just putting up links to live streams, and they're genuinely not. Before I click on it, I just put a post onto the Facebook page and ask, are you guys doing a live stream? Is this your live stream? Don't get yourself caught out, okay? I think that's
unbelievable, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, it gives me the shits. I mean, we get scam messages all day, non-stop, and it is doing my head in. But anyway,
what's the point? Leave us alone. Go away.
But I will emphasise that the Australian Skiff Champs is live streamed, so that is definitely something you want to jump on. If you want to just search that, you'll find the live link right there. That's it on my end, BP. You got anything else?
I'm all done. Got a couple of a lot of good things to look forward to over the month of January. Obviously, a lot of sailing going on, we've got some news next week of what's going on in my world. But that's good.
Beauty. All right.
Yeah.
Good work. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Congratulations, Dom, and to all the ILCA sailors and everyone racing the worlds. Best of luck. And, go in peace. Have a great time. And remember, if you want to succeed and you do want to win the world, Radix Nutrition, just go to their website, use Barkarati as your discount code, and you will be quite fit as you come out.
I'm just about to go and get my breakfast, my Radix breakfast.
Nice.
Yeah.
See you, everyone.
See you later. See you, Bossy. Idiot.